ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casting the Spotlight episode number 156. Had to think there for a second, but it's been a little bit of a break, you know.
Yeah.
As I was saying it too, I was like, I do believe the one, because we had like right in the middle number stop, like it was like 155, and Dom was 154.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I knew. It's like I wouldn't have known which one we were
No,
at this point because it has been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah, it's been we had to kind of reschedule some episodes a little bit. But, you know, we'll still kind of have in line basically everyone that we have in line. We just had to shift some things around.
Yeah.
So, no reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching video, you probably already know. But broke me arm at work. So that was fun. That was the day of a podcast.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, it was like mid-November.
Yeah. Right at mid-November,
Yeah,
pretty much.
November 14th.
We just hit December. That's crazy. It's already been that long.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm itching already, kind of. You know,
You said it's feeling better, though.
It is. Like, yeah, we haven't podcasted, obviously, when it was in the worst of it or anything like that. But it was, I had to get surgery on it, and it took 11 days to get in there to finally have surgery. So
It's way too long.
it was just in a cast with an arm, like a humerus that was in two for just 11 days.
Split like this, like that, right?
Yeah, it was,
Like,
it
I
was
mean, it
broke
was-
in two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was a way I could, like, see those x-rays just so I could be able to, like, see them and show them just because they are kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Be able to kind of explain exactly what happened
Yeah.
to you, yeah.
It's also hard if you don't do my job. Like, I don't know how many times I've told the story of, like, what happened, but it's just, like, unless you do the job, it's hard to kind of see how it happened. You know?
Well, your arm was hung up in like a metal bar on the back of the truck, right?
Yeah, there's, like, a bar that you can, like, that you hang on to when the truck's going.
Yeah.
Like, some trucks just have, like, handles, and some, like, ours had, like, a full bar, which I liked for the longest time. I don't now, because I wouldn't have broke my arm if there wasn't a bar there. But, like, I got used to just being in the motion of doing my job the way I've done it forever. That I, like, was just resting in the bar. That's how I, like, always do it. So I, like, hopped back on the truck, and I put my, like, elbow on the inside of where the bar part is at. But my feet started, like, sliding, because it was raining that day. So my feet, like, slid off of the metal step, but instinctually I went to, like, grab the bar. But when I did, my arm was wrapped up on the inside of it. So I grabbed the bar, but the upper part of my arm was already tucked inside the bar. So, like, when I grabbed it and all my weight came down because I fell off the step completely, the top part of my arm went over the top of the metal bar. So I was like, for a second, all my body weight just, like, fell off the step and was on the top part of that bar, on the top part of my arm, and just snapped it. I heard it happen, too.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how you were. See, the few people that I told, I mean, I couldn't really give them a graphic version or whatever because, I mean, you know what happens to you more than anybody else. Especially because you were awake the whole time. And I'm like, the few people that I said that to, they're like, I would have passed the fuck out.
Well, yeah, it was definitely, like, I knew it was fucked because when I heard it snap, I'm like, oh, that's horrible. Like, I knew it was probably bad news at that moment. But when the truck stopped, because we weren't going that far between stops, I, like, got my arm out from the bar, and it was, I guess my adrenaline was just going enough at that point that I, like, looked down, and I had no control of my left arm at that point at all. And I, like, looked down, and my arm was just kind of swinging down there. And I was like, oh. And my dad came around the back of the truck. He's like, what's going on? Because I guess he heard me yell. Because I was like, stop, stop. Whenever I heard it. Because I knew it was bad news. And he came and he's like, "What's going on? Are you good?" I'm like, "No, I hurt myself." He's like, "You gonna be all right?" I'm like, "I don't think so." And I wasn't, but
he knew it was like an actual, that it was probably a severe injury, right?
yeah, he said he came over and just kind of like lightly felt around my arm, and he felt like the knot, and was like, "Oh yeah, that might be broke."
Yeah.
And he's never been the one in our family that like you go to with an medical emergency. Like my mom is way more cool-headed when it comes to like injuries and shit.
Yeah.
My dad was always the one to like panic with that kind of stuff.
Wasn't he just like apologetic about it?
He wasn't really that bad this time. He kind of held it together. But it was because as a kid and stuff, like I remember specifically that my brother busted his head wide open in the basement of my grandma's house, like split the back of his head open. He was bleeding everywhere. And my uncle like called my dad downstairs. He's like, "Keith, get down here." And he like came downstairs, and my brother was like walking over, just dripping blood. My dad was like, "Oh, you got the wrong one." He's like, "Bring it up."
Oh man.
So yeah, I was proud of both of us in that moment for like holding it together as well as we did, because I really didn't like. It could have went way worse. I could have like passed out or panicked or been like, "I can't."
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like, but I just at that moment I was just like, I gotta get to a fucking hospital.
Didn't like looking at it, not having feeling of it, make you a little bit nauseous / sickly, or was
I
your
don't think
adrenaline
so.
where was your adrenaline pumping so much that you were just like, I need to get this looked at and taken care of, and just
I think in my head already, like, it was crazy. It was more like shocking to see that in real life and it be my arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just like, I wasn't really like grossed out by it or anything. I was just like, this thing is fucked up. Like I gotta get this taken care of immediately.
It's crazy when it's like a limb. It's like part of you, and it's like, oh fuck, I gotta get this taken care of.
And yeah, then I got to the hospital and they were like taking the glove off my hand because I like came from the job site. So they're like taking the glove off my hand and like taking the hoodie off of me, like pulling it off that arm and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, maybe it's just a torn delt," you know, like just trying to, I guess, alleviate my nerves. I wasn't even nervous about it. I was like talking to my boss and my like Haley and stuff. I was just like, dude, at this point it's over. It's happened, and I'm at the place where I need to be, you know. But I knew, like, that it was probably broken. But they were like trying to say that it wasn't, and they took me to get X-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And they like tried to make me set my arm in a spot doing the X-rays, and I'm like, "There's no fucking way I'm doing this!" Like. And then we got the X-rays back, and the nurses were just shocked. They're like, "Look at this! Your bone's completely in two."
Oh my god!
They're like, "You're a pretty
That's-
tough bastard." I'm like, "Dude, I didn't have a choice. You guys were yanking shit off of me. Like, I just wanted this to get done as quick as possible."
Ooh.
But yeah, so that's I guess why there's been a break, because there was a break.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's got to be your most severe injury, right?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. Like, I don't know, I've maybe broken like toes in the past. I've torn ligaments in my wrist. That might have been one of the more serious, like, before this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Even with a wrist, it's like, it's a thing. It's like, I've never actually had a broken wrist or anything like that, but at least with a wrist, you can still move your arm and kind of finesse your way into doing things. You know what I'm saying? If you can't lift weight really, but like if you only have like a sprain,
You got
like
no use of basically that
Mhm.
hand.
You were like, you had to just let everything fucking heal
Yeah.
on that side.
I mean, yeah, I still had use of like my hand, but I didn't really like, because my arm was in a cast that had my arm at like 90 degrees too for
Mhm.
like 11 days, so I couldn't really do much with it. Since surgery, like, I've been able to move it around more, but it's just really like sore through there, and I feel like, oh, like I don't want to like like when I feel a pull on the spot where I know it was broken, it like panics me. You know, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna like re-injure something over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though that's probably not the case. Like there's a plate and screws in over there. Like it probably won't just shift out of place again.
And at least you know it's in the proper space. Like that's the thing with waiting 11 days. Like that's so. I would be like, motherfucker, somebody needs to get on this.
That's what I
it's
thought
so
too.
long.
Like I know that they have to wait usually around a week. I've heard for like big breaks and like limbs and stuff because swelling. Like they gotta wait for that stuff to go down and whatnot. But I still was like, because I waited basically like 5 or 6 days to get to the orthopedic. And then when I got there and they looked at my x-rays and stuff and basically just told me, oh yeah, you're going to need surgery. They scheduled that then like 6 days after that or 5 days. I'm like I thought I was going to come in here and I was going to get a step closer to this shit getting fixed. All you did was set up an appointment for fucking the amount of time I've already been out to get fixed. So yeah, it is hard when you get like injured in any way because it just throws you out of your entire groove for a while. Like I know it's gonna be relieving and it's gonna feel good to go back, but at the same time it's gonna be hard for a minute just because I haven't done it in a while. Like to get back in the routine of getting up early and like doing all that physical work and
you're gonna want to favor it for a little bit too and not put too much pressure on it, like regardless.
Yeah, that is the problem too. That's
why physical therapy is
got to get used to using it again.
Because it gets it back. The sooner like it heals and the sooner you get it back, like you'll get full mobility back quickly, as long as you start physical therapy. Like when it's whenever they tell you that you're good to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll probably be what happens when I go to orthopedic next. Hopefully they release me to do some more stuff. I'm able to get cleared because that has been the hardest part. Not that, like, obviously we talk about a fuckload of movies and football and wrestling and stuff on this podcast. I love all that shit. And I've been able to, like, really get into it since I've been out because I haven't had to do a whole lot. But at the same time, I'm, like, also just, like, Jesus,
you don't want it to
like,
feel like too much rinse and repeat and, like, I'm doing the same thing every day.
And I have a problem with feeling like I'm being lazy or being a waste of space, you know what I mean? Like I'm like I gotta get up and do at least some shit around here every day. Otherwise I'm not like it. I just have had that problem since the injury too, and I'm sure a lot of people have that where they just can't do near what they did for a while, and they rely on other people to do stuff for them, and they're just like they feel like shit. I feel like shit for it.
I hate feeling like I need taking care of like that. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like certain injuries, it's very hard to do very much, like, especially whenever they, first happen. You really can't do much by yourself. So.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
I mean, fuck, I had to get in the car and you guys would like, I would like get in the car and you guys would like have to throw my walker in the back seat or whatever. It's like, all right, I'm in. But I was, it's fucking different. And that's like the worst part, even when you're in the hospital, like, or at least like you didn't have to stay for an extended period, but like having just being poked and prodded and waiting, it's just you want to like be able to be in your own space at least,
was from them trying to put in an IV in my arm that failed.
Jesus.
My dude, and I hate needles anyways.
Really?
And then they're like sitting here. They did it like a few times on my hand and stuff. Like they tried. It took them like 4 times to get it that time, and that was the day of my surgery too. And I was already like kind of a little nervous about going into surgery, and then they're fucking sticking me and I'm just like, dude, I'm like just trying to stay chill, but at the same time, like, get this part fucking done.
Like, that's absurd that it like made that big.
Yeah,
it's like Jesus.
I don't know if Haley said she don't know if it like blew the vein for a minute or something. I'm like that. Even thinking of that, it's like, whew, that's like as bad as the break for me. I don't like thinking about my veins getting fucked up or like needles I hate that shit. So yeah, the day that happened, and I get it because surgery too, I had to like not eat and drink for a number of hours.
The night before either, there was certain shit you couldn't do.
Yeah, the whole day, day before, and then So I was probably dehydrated a little bit. I'm laying down, and they're trying to fucking IV me. It's like my veins probably were hardly there at that point.
Yeah.
I hate that shit though. Dude, this is the first time that I've medically been put under though, like multiple times.
How long was the actual surgery?
I guess maybe a little over an hour. But yeah, I was like already, I don't even remember leaving the room to go to like the operating room, but I remember being in the operating room for a minute. Like Haley and my mom were there, and they said that I was already like kind of like passing out and shit, like in and out in the room. And they brought me to the operating room, and they're like talking to me for a minute, and they asked me like about the injury, like what happened or some shit, and I'm like half awake telling this story. And they made me move from like one table to another, and then I don't remember anything after that till I was like in the post-op room, and I was like waking up, and that was like 30-40 minutes after my surgery ended. I woke up in there, and I was just like, it felt like minutes, you know?
Oh yeah. No, it's weird. I feel like being gassed and all, because like everything just goes so quick, and you're like, all right, well, it's the big day. I'm gonna get this done, and I'm gonna, you know, my surgery is gonna go through and everything, and then like you don't even remember going to sleep at all. It just happens so quickly, and then you wake up so quickly.
Yeah.
But you don't know how long it's been.
I felt groggy as hell waking up though for a minute on that shit. The propofol, I woke up. I was out quick and in quick. That was the stuff that I think killed Michael Jackson, that he was going to sleep on, was propofol. And they gave me that the day of my break, whenever they were like trying to set it in the emergency room. And they put that in my IV, like a few vials of that stuff. And I just... And that one felt like I could have been... That was a deep sleep, but that was only like a couple minutes. And then I woke up, and I was like immediately back with that one. But I guess because the surgery, I was out for like, you know, an hour and a half or more. So when I came back, I was like not really wanting to be awake for a while. I was just like, fuck. There was an old guy like next to me in post-op. I was like kept waking up and falling asleep, and he'd like start snoring and shit again. He'd like wake up for a minute, and he'd be like and they'd do that shit again, and the nurse would like come over, and she'd be like, you need to breathe, all right, make sure you're breathing. And he'd just be like, huh. And he'd like sit awake for a couple minutes and then just do the shit again. Like, I wonder if that was me for the past like half hour.
Oh yeah, you always think people like look silly doing their shit. It's just like, how are you drooling on yourself? And then, you know, you'll be all kind of fucked up on meds on the other bed.
You're like, yeah, I just came to. That was probably me a couple minutes ago. That's why you always just hope that they're like nurses and the doctors just, they see enough that they're like, they don't think twice about judging you when they see you all fucked up looking, you know? Well, I guess we can get into our, it's been a minute.
I know.
Our segment here.
No, it's been, I was going to say, it's been a little bit. I mean, it's definitely been a few weeks, you know? I figured, I was like, it's probably, you know, we'll probably be giving it a second anyway, because just so you get into a more comfortable space and fucking get used to doing your day-to-day. Certainly at least until I figured, I was like, after your surgeries, you know, probably at least can be the best bet.
Surgery just happened to fall like a couple days before Thanksgiving, so shit was real busy after then anyways.
Well, in the last episode, we did the night before the election and post, like, the first episode post-horror season. So we did Comic-Con on November 1st, again, this year.
Judy.
Cape Con, and then, like, 2 or 3 days later, we did our first episode in November, and now we know it's a standalone episode basically in November, like minus the con. Because the one we had after that's whenever your accident happened, that we had scheduled, so I think we had to lay off on a few until then. But I was like, either way,
day of the football one.
Yeah,
we'll get back to that one soon.
Oh yeah, that one will be coming down the pipeline. We got a Christmas one. I'm sure we got another because this one will be kind of emerging into Christmas, season 2, and now that it's early December. But yeah, fucking Black Friday, Thanksgiving, this last weekend of football has been amazing. The shit that has happened, I'm like, man.
I know. It's been a really, really fun last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. And you've got to watch like a lot of it. The Thanksgiving was
and
full
my
of good
teams
games.
who are having horrible years have been having some great games recently too, which has been exciting.
It's got to give you.
The Browns can continue it tonight. Jerry Jeudy who's in my fantasy lineup, and there's Chubb who's in my fantasy lineup.
It's got to give you something in the plus column,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Your team's winning.
I guess if my life took me on the shelf for a minute, then my other things are gonna go okay because the Browns and the Cowboys have been kind of winning. Have been doing decent in fantasy.
This is the time for you to catch up on all this shit that you've wanted to, because now it's like, oh, well, now you can't really do too much anyway for the time being, so it works out perfect. I
know I already am I might go back to work early and do some light work, or I'm just trying to get back, but at the same time I don't know if they'll really want me back or need me back until I'm able to do my job. And I don't know if I'll fully be able to do my job.
I wouldn't do that until you got physical therapy, all the way done, But yeah,
I might just transfer to. I even told my dad that I might just transfer to drive a small truck for a while. That way I'm not out on the step all day. It's a little less chance of getting fucked up.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
But
anyway, is it time to ensue with another edition of the segment?
We might as well get into it.
This time we drew the category. So every time we do this segment, we basically pick a random category, and we pick a main thing in that category. Like we've had horror movies before, we've had Star Wars films, we've had different stuff like that, and then we pick one and compare it to all the others. And this time we drew fast food restaurants. And I believe you're up first.
All right.
So we got a main thing versus the gauntlet of everything.
Well, I guess this one could be split opinion. Most fast food places, though, I've heard at least a couple people say positive and negative things about in the long run of things. But a very versatile fast food place, Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
Got a lot of different menu options.
If this were Good, the Bad, and the Shits, as over as Jack in the Box is, I still think it's a little underrated.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I do too. Just people don't really think about it for how much different shit they really have on the menu too.
Tacos, burgers,
you can do so many different things there. Yeah, and it's all day too.
Fries, they got the straight fries and curly fries too. Dude, I don't know how many times when I was out in Cali with Stevens that fucking oh no, they just kick a field goal.
They missed.
Oh fuck yeah, that's gonna help me out.
The Browns missing.
No.
Browns
actually
missed a field goal.
It won't. That won't hurt me, but that won't help me either.
Well, it hurt me in my soul.
Did it?
My soul.
Your fandom. See, when we were at the casino, and side note, when me and my brother were talking about it, I was just like, man, I was like, my fandom is taking a beating today, but I was like, my money's looking decent, and my fantasy league's looking pretty good. And he's like, well, your fandom is the third most important out of those three. But it kind of is, because honestly, not that it is, you might be...
I don't know. I would rather see the Browns or the Cowboys win a Super Bowl than my fantasy team win the league.
Yeah, but you win... Well, okay, a Super Bowl, but that's a little different. But if you win the money versus just the Browns winning, having a great week in the championship, or losing, you would rather win the money. If they can afford the loss. If they have no shot at the playoffs,
which they don't,
and you were in the championship, I'm sure you wouldn't care if they lost the game.
Well, yeah, that would be a little different. But in the grand scheme of things, I would probably root for the Browns or the Cowboys over my fantasy team.
Yeah.
If there was a chance for them to go all the distance.
all the way, but yeah, I was gonna say when we were talking about that, we were mainly talking about that day's games. But that was week 2 whenever a whole lot of upsets happened.
And it's
Still to
week
this
2,
day,
too. Yeah.
still to this day, in the season, the Lions only losses to the Bucs in week 2, and they've went on like a 10-game tear. And like this is insane. The Lions haven't went this strong, like 11-1 since 1934.
Yeah.
90 fucking years.
Yeah, I've been getting into more of the like old vintage like football stuff. These past, just looking up like old highlights and players, like when the leather helmet era, like the 20s and 30s and 40s. Like just something about them, like these dudes are the true pioneers. This is when the league like was established. These guys.
When
were
was it
out there
actually
just,
in the NFL?
like
though?
war fucking veterans. The NFL became like a thing with a commissioner like in the 20s.
And then obviously the Super Bowl era didn't start until like what, the late 60s?
Yeah, or
Was it early 70s?
The 60s, it definitely was.
Because this next one will be 59.
Yeah.
Does that add up?
So it would have been what, 65 would have been the first one, right?
Yeah, or something maybe. You can look it up if you
There's
want.
the Chiefs and the Packers. I know that.
Well, there for a minute, I was gonna say we can talk some football, but we're gonna get into the fast food restaurants.
January 15th, 1967.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 1967.
Before that, they still had like championships, but it was just the NFL championship game.
And the Packers won a bunch of those, and then they
the Browns won. So like
did.
that's the thing. Like I think the Lions might even won one of them. You know, or a few of them. But it's just like since the Super Bowl era, there's just been some teams that haven't won one
and it's
of those.
Been way more modern, like the last 20, 30
It's also been
know.
a lot more popularized. It's in popular culture.
It's
like,
the most
people
watched
know.
events. Like literally every year, if you look at the ratings, like over 90 of the top 100 rated things on television that year are NFL games.
Yeah,
Over
it's
90 of the top
It's huge.
100.
I love the NFL, but that is the thing. Like, there's something just so nostalgic and classic and fucking cool about the Leatherheads era. Like going back and looking at just that black and white film, or just even the way they played football. Like I was even like watching some highlights, and I'm like, I was surprised at how these dudes like. There was a game in like the 30s where these guys were just airing the ball the fuck out, and it was like the first game where they said guys like did that. They like were throwing like
Hail Mary
20,
and
30
shit.
yard passes and shit, and people were just like, Jesus. Until like the early 1900s, football didn't even have a forward pass. It was only behind the line of scrimmage passes or behind you. It was basically all laterals. It was kind of like rugby.
Yeah.
And then they like initiated the forward pass,
Well,
and
I'm
that
glad
just
that's
changed the game.
Oh yeah.
It made it way better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's way better. That's way more efficient too. In getting down the field, like it makes more sense. What was your main thing for fast food restaurants?
Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah. Jack in the Box. All right. Well, Jack in the Crack.
Yeah, I've heard people call it that. I'm like, I don't even understand what that.
I
really
don't
means.
honestly know either. We just started saying it when we were younger, and I don't know what it means either.
Well, let's see how it bids here. Jack in the Box versus.
It's got a decent chance.
The first option here, Wendy's.
Well, it's gonna lose that one because Wendy's is one of the all-time greats, man. They came out with the Krabby Patty recently on top of all the other shit that they already do. They actually have fucking good burgers though. Like they have fresh fucking meat.
Their burgers just taste good.
Yeah.
They're like,
it tastes quality. And the Frosties, good God, man.
They're cheap.
They're great.
Frosties are cheap.
And they're 6-piece chicken nuggets and spicy chicken nuggets.
Yep.
Yeah, see, like...
Wendy's even has good sauce, like dipping sauce.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that spicy, it's like ghost pepper ranch, which is not as hot as it sounds like. But I dip the spicy nugs in the ghost pepper ranch.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah. But it is so fucking good, man. I would put over Wendy's for sure over Jack in the Box, but I do like Jack in the Box a lot. I've gotten the one like close to me, especially like actually I think I've only gotten the Jack in the Box by me for their breakfast so far since I've like been there. But yeah, I would take Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah, I like both, but I'd be hard to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box or Chick-fil-A?
Now I really like Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwiches and their, of course, their waffle fries. They got some good things, like their lemonades. They have some good, like...
They do have some really good stuff.
They do have
They're
some really good
quality,
shakes.
too.
They are. They have some really good shakes, and they have some, like, I don't know, their chicken sandwiches. Like, do they have any... What do they have, though, outside of their chicken sandwiches as far as, like, burgers or sandwiches go? I can't think of...
I don't think, well, they don't really do burgers at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
don't
didn't think...
I think
didn't
it's
think they
just
do.
like, they have grilled chicken, crispy chicken, like sandwiches,
Yeah,
and then
different kinds of
grilled
chicken.
and crispy
But it's Chick-fil-A.
nugs. Yeah, it's just all chicken stuff.
Man, yeah, that's a good one. The service is always excellent whenever you go there, too.
Yeah, they have to be like overly nice.
Oh, yeah. Because of the upper classity of it, maybe I would take Chick-fil-A maybe a little bit over it. But I've had a lot of nights. I'm not discounting Jack in the Box. I've had a lot of nights when it was reliable and everywhere else was closed.
Oh,
They had their munchie meal. Their fucking
their munchie
They
meal
are
in the middle of the night is one of the
slaps.
best things ever.
I've had it many times at like 2 or 3, and I'm not trying to discount Jack in the Box at all. It will get some Vicks here, but I would take slightly Chick-fil-A, or maybe over quality, but versatility. It's going to be hard for anything on this list to be quality or more. The amount of stuff they have, the versatility of it. It's going to be hard for anything to have more to offer than Jack in the Box does. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, but I have had a lot of good stuff. Like their bread is really good at Chick-fil-A too. Like just that they put them, the little nugs, like the little tiny chicken nugs things, chicky nug, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Those things are really good too. Steven's got them one time in Florida, and I had never even had them before. But I'm like, man, just like anything, when you get it in the shape of a fucking quarter, it's gonna taste great. You just get a small sample size of it.
Because you want more of it.
Yeah, just like all those California chickens at the fucking mall.
Oh yeah.
It's always the best bite of all time.
The chicken California.
Yeah, the chicken. But I would take, I guess, them over Jack in the Box by a slim margin at least.
All right, so it's down to.
Yep.
See how it goes here. Jack in the Box or Dairy Queen.
Oh, Jack in the Box for sure.
I love Dairy Queen's ice cream. Their Blizzard's fucking phenomenal, but their food.
But their food is overpriced, overrated.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, the best thing I think they have to offer, their chili dog is good. The two things I think of, the chili dog, the chicken tenders with that fucking gravy.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah, those like the chicken
That.
strip basket with the gravy and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Texas toast is fucking great.
Those slap, and their chili dog's great. But they don't even have the best chili dog. That's the thing.
Their burgers, I've been very hit or miss for me in the
It's
past.
overpriced, overrated. It's fucking like Jack in the Box in all shapes, ways, and forms. I mean, maybe not ice cream or some ice cream items, but other than that, it would probably slap the fuck out of Dairy Queen. As
Yeah,
would
Dairy Queen's ice cream is unbeatable, but
Dairy Queen as a whole.
their
Though,
Blizzards are so good, but yeah, their food is.
I would even pick a bargain with saying it's unbeatable. I think there's
I wouldn't even say that it's the best ice cream, but their Blizzards are phenomenal.
They are.
But
They got some stuff that nobody else has.
their food is
But the
not
only stuff
always the best.
The only stuff they have over everyone else is the stuff that's unique to them.
Yeah.
Their burgers, their this and that, their fries, none of it's better than most
And
places.
their fries aren't bad either. They don't
No,
have
they're
like,
not
any
terrible.
of the worst fries by any means.
No. Well, they're certainly better than a lot of the crinkle fries you
But
see.
yeah, any crinkle cut fry would go below them.
But Dairy Queen would go below, to me, personally, a lot of fast food places as a whole.
Their pretzel sticks are fucking great too.
Yeah. Well, so are Sonic's.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
All right, so 2-1 or 1-2 if you want to go that way. Jack in the Box or Jimmy John's.
Oh,
A little kind of a different one, but they are super fast. So
they are, and Jimmy John's is really good too.
I love Jimmy John's. Yeah, it is just like a cold cut sandwich, but their bread is so fucking good, and their meat's always super fresh.
And right now, I get a lot. It's just weird that I haven't, like the last two places I've been, I really have not been able to get Jimmy John's delivery. I know I can still pick it up, and sometimes I will, but it's nice to have that option.
Yeah,
So
I
I
got one
haven't-
right down the road.
Yeah, so I haven't been getting it as often. But I think this is a situation where, as much as I like Jimmy John's, I might have to hand it to Jack in the Box because they have just a lot more to offer as a whole.
Yeah.
Then that's not
Usually,
my.
I mean, then you have a lot of options for sandwiches at Jimmy
Yeah.
John's, but it's all sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say.
They have wraps, but that's basically a sub too, just in a tortilla form.
Oh yeah, I would say Jack in the Box. At least by inches, if not feet.
Yeah.
But, or did I say Jimmy John's? I meant fucking
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the
I think
Box.
you said, yeah.
But yeah, so.
All right.
But I have been getting it a lot more anyways than Jimmy John's. But Jimmy John's, man, it slaps. And sometimes they have other, like, their Jimmy chips. Like, whenever they have a special one or whatever, like, their chips are always great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have really good. They're like kettle cooked too.
Mhm.
Their chips.
All of them, pretty much. Oh, that firecracker wrap,
Yeah.
like spicy one. I got that with the firecracker chips, and those were spicy as fuck. But
yeah, I figured.
the fire, or
I
you were
heard
you
that
were there
stuff.
when you were about to cast it, or I had one of the firecracker wraps. Remember?
Yeah, maybe.
But it was good. Like I honestly really like, next to their sandwiches though, I really do like their wraps.
I get their Italian, the
Mm-hmm.
Club Lulu, and the porker a lot.
Dude, Italians are almost always a solid option.
Yeah.
Always
good
a
almost
solid
everywhere.
choice. Yeah. 2-2.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Jack in the Box or Hardee's or Carl's Jr.
You know, I always kind of liked the meals that Hardee's had to offer, like their fries. It looked like it was always presented pretty nicely. You know what I mean, in the baskets or in the on the trays or whatever. Like, I always felt like it was pretty good. I haven't had Hardee's in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't in a minute either. I feel like I used to get them more as a kid, but as I got older, probably because I had them less, I liked them a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, personally, I feel like I would be more likely to like have a craving for and be like, oh fuck, over Jack in the Box than Hardee's, because they're like munchy meals
yeah.
and like their
And they have ice cream,
Cheerios
too.
and their, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
their buttery jacks. Ooh.
And not just that, like, people forget, like, it's not even just all the food, but Jack in the Box is like always open. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they're always reliable. They're you don't want to spend $3 there. You'll get 6 tacos.
Yeah.
Like, you can still get shit with $6.
Yeah, you go in there with a $5 bill and you can have a whole meal.
It's like the only place left. Even at McDonald's now, they're like, all right, well that'll
McDonald's and
get
Taco
you one
Bell.
double cheeseburger.
You can still fill up okay, but you'll probably get a little more. Like
for
theoretically at Jack.
You
in
could
the Box.
get, dude. People get in line for Jack in the Box, and they get like 20 of those tacos.
Yeah. Dude, my mom used to do that, like, whenever me and, like, some friends would be over, just
Mhm.
teenage boys, like, we're gonna eat a fuckload. She would get just stop by Jack in the Box and get, like, 30 tacos.
Oh, yeah.
We just eat the
Great deal.
fuck out of those things.
It's a great deal, dude. That and that Domino's 2 for $6.99 deal are some of the best deals there are.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, there's no doubt about that. I would probably give it. I would say that probably too. Give the edge out to Jack in the Box. See, it's not doing too bad. It might have gotten swept by the first two, but
It's caught back up now,
it's
3-2.
not doing bad.
Jack in the Box or Burger King?
Ooh.
That's a tough one because I actually really like
I do
both of
too.
those.
I always liked Burger King's like ices and stuff too.
And I think their burgers,
Whoppers.
like their flame grilled burgers, are fucking good.
They are. They're a lot better than they used to be.
Yeah.
Like-
Since they started doing them on the like char broiler thing, oh,
15 years ago, they were not like.
that thing's a bitch to clean though. I worked
Yeah.
there for a while and that char broiler is a motherfucker.
They're a lot better than they used to be like 15, 20 years ago. They were not anything kind of like necessarily special like that, in my opinion. Then,
Yeah.
like, I mean, they were good. I still ate them, but they weren't. I feel like they redid the way they made everything too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still all the classics on there. Like, do you like the Whoppers?
I do.
Yeah.
The last time I got them, actually, I got a Whopper because Me and Haley got them, and they had like the 2 Whopper deal for like $6 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
That's
just
not bad.
cheapest. Yeah, so it's like the cheapest thing to get. But they got a lot of like, I even get the smaller burgers, like, because I worked there.
Yeah.
So I kind of know some of the things to do. Damn. So I get like I would get like the bacon double cheeseburgers and take off the like ketchup and mustard and put like barbecue sauce on there and like extra bacon. Put it like between, and that shit was so fucking good.
Oh yeah, you could make some good shit back there. That is tough, man. That is a little bit tough. I might take Burger King over it
I probably would
by a
too.
slim margin.
Especially when they got the cheesy tots back. Oh,
yeah,
and
they have some good stuff.
Their wraps, their chicken wraps too, are fucking really good
Mhm.
there.
So yeah, I would take Burger King maybe over it a little bit. It's a deadlock, isn't it?
It's 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Jack in the Box or fuck yeah, Wingstop. David the Joker, and I don't even got him playing.
Wingstop.
Wingstop.
I like Wingstop. I haven't gotten them that many times, really. But if I'm gonna like go out somewhere for wings, like I would probably even prefer Buffalo Wild Wings to Wingstop, to be honest. I don't mind it. Maybe I just need to get Wingstop a few more times. I don't know.
I do like
But
Wingstop. But
I really like wings. That's my favorite fucking thing of all time.
Yeah, you kind of got to know the ones to get there. I will say I admire Wingstop for like their different kinds of sides, because they have like the Cajun peppercorn stuff that's pretty fucking great there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like corn on the cob there, and like they just have like different sort of sides that sort of fit with wings, but they are kind of the same way we were talking about with some of the other restaurants, where they're not as versatile because you're only going to get wings. So if you're in the mood for wings, it's a great place to go, and that's decently quality chicken. Like, I usually get like 3 of either like buffalo, zesty buffalo, or honey barbecue or something to get like some sauced ones, and I'll get like 3 like Cajun. Those are like dry rub.
Mm.
And their dry rubs are really good. Their lemon pepper's really good. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing where I'm like, if I'm in the mood for wings, it's convenient right now because they're down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna like go ballistic over Wingstop either.
Yeah.
Because I also think some pizza places probably have more quality wings.
Really? And see, some of them I'm like, I would never choose these wings over. I mean, like, Emo's are some of my absolute favorite, or Pizza and Wings.
Pizza and Wings got good ones.
Those are great wings, but I would take those over. Like, the national chains, the local chains, like Emo's and St. Louis Pizza and Wings are way better than, like, the Domino's and all those types of wings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Buffalo Wild Wings does have some really good wings still, and so does Wingstop. But some of my favorite wings of all time are the ones from Emo's on the right day. It's got to be from a decent location because they're usually the best. And that does matter. Location. It does.
Yeah.
But Emo's, St. Louis Pizza and Wings, and like Felix's wings, those are like
Felix has
the
got
best wings I've ever
phenomenal
fucking
wings.
had.
Those Thai chili wings at Felix's are fucking
I have never had
outrageous.
But dude, even that jalapeno ranch drizzled
Those
on
are
the
fantastic.
sauced, trashed, and re-sauced wings, that is the perfect way to make them, because they're kind of crunchy, but they're also really dripping in sauce. And oh my god,
Yeah, the
My
Thai
mouth-
chili ones are maybe my favorite wings I've ever had from that place.
my mouth does not water for any food like it does hot wings. Like, just, I guess wings, but like especially like hot wings, or like a certain place's hot wings, you know, like Felix's or Emo's. And from St. Louis Pizza and Wings, my favorite flavor is not the hot; it's the Parmesan garlic.
Mm.
Those absolutely slap there.
Those are good.
But the other ones, I do like their hot version.
The hot mustard are good.
Oh, those are
there too.
tremendous too.
Yeah.
What did we just say?
Wingstop and Jack in the Box.
Oh, I'd probably take Jack in the Box over a little bit, because I'm just more familiarized with Jack in the Box, even though I
Yeah.
am a big wing guy.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. And I don't really mind Wingstop. Like I said, I've got them a handful of times now because I'm close to them,
Mhm.
and I think they're decent.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're good. I haven't gotten them, but maybe a handful of times before.
This is another one that you probably haven't had a whole lot, and I think they're good, but I also think they're super pricey. Haven't had them a whole lot either though. Jack in the Box or Five Guys.
Oh, I really like Five Guys too. Those are I don't really ever go there.
Yeah, I've had them like probably 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm. But they have quality burgers. You know?
Oh, they're good. They're just expensive.
Mm-hmm. I would say based on quality, I would probably say Five Guys, but just it's another one of those situations where there is just so much more on Jack in the Box menu, but I may give it to Five Guys, maybe slightly.
Yeah.
But I would rather, if I'm gonna drive. Here's the difference: is if I'm gonna drive right down the road, like a mile or 5 miles for Five Guys, and I just want to stay, I'm much more likely just to get Jack in the Box. You know what I mean? Than I am to drive.
Fumble.
So
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, I would probably say them a little bit, but that's just one of those things,
Yeah, I'd probably agree as well. They are really quality. They're just like the price on them things sometimes. I'm like, dude, you're telling me you want $13.50 for a burger and a small fry? Like, fuck, man, this isn't fast food.
No. What do you got next?
Jack in the Box or McDonald's.
See, that's the thing is like McDonald's is still just like Jack in the Box. Like if you there's one in every fucking town. So I mean, not just like Jack in the Box.
And
There's more
probably
Subways.
Damn near every country in the world.
There's
has
more
a
Subways
McDonald's.
in McDonald's than anything else, pretty much. But so inherently, I've gotten McDonald's more than almost probably anything ever, just because it's always everywhere, and we all have just gotten it.
Everybody can agree on it because regardless if they want to accept it or not, everybody's ate there enough throughout their entire lives to know
For sure.
exactly what they want there,
For sure.
exactly what they'll get.
Dude, I fucking love McDonald's fries. Some people are like, oh, like a lot of people do love them, but some people occasionally you'll find somebody that's just like, oh, they're shit. What do you mean they're shit? They always
They're
taste
fucking
great.
They're shit, but they're good
Dude,
shit.
and like honestly, I don't get them that often, but I've always been a fan of the Big Mac. Like most of the places, premier item is like usually good. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
Whopper's good, the Big Mac's really
Yeah,
good.
they're all good for the most part.
So, just even a generic like steak burger from Steak and Shake's usually
Yeah.
good.
It's not gonna be trash, but their
Well,
premier
well-
item's not usually garbage ever.
And then and hopefully you're not getting a bullshit single steak burger anyway. I get like a triple
no,
on those
yeah.
motherfuckers.
They're kind of like smash burgers because they like smash them onto the grill. And they're just like thin patties.
Whenever we had Fromm on, I got like whenever he's just like, oh, you want to pick something up, and I got the garlic burger. That is like one of the best things from there for sure. Mickey D. I might have to give it to Mickey D's by a little bit.
I mean, they are just a fucking staple.
They are. Well, and honestly, some people some people diss like, oh, this is bullshit, or they're whatever. It's like bullshit. Their fountain drinks always taste good. Their ice cream is good, and I am a big fan of the fucking Shamrock Shake.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
And honestly, their burgers, they're obviously not the best quality fucking burger
I think
you're
they're
gonna
good.
get somewhere.
The McDouble's
They're
delicious.
always good. Yeah.
It always tastes good.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that.
And it's like still one of the cheaper fast food
It is.
places.
No, it is. Remember those snack wraps they used to have? Why don't they have those?
Those were fucking great too.
They were. I might take Mickey D's a little bit over it, and some people be like, McDonald's. No, like, it's so good.
A lot of people would stick up for McDonald's though too.
I would, yeah. It's like Coca-Cola, man. It is so overpowering. It is the man. Like, McDonald's has always made sure it just slapped everybody the fuck around enough to remain number one.
Yeah, it's like the corporate.
It is the
fast food
champion.
place.
It is the champion brand. It's not the Challenger. It's never been the Challenger brand. Because they started like the fast food like movement, like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That fucking Ray Kroc or whatever, the founder.
He learned how to like do that, and some people he pulled some skeezy business tactics, but he really
brought us all
changed.
McDonald's.
No, and fast food and convenient stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it all changed based on the formulas like that he put forth, and like, oh, let's do this.
Made it a lot easier.
Let's make all these a chain.
A good tasting meal, decently cheap.
Yeah. But yeah, he was still a great businessman. He got a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
And that was like the model that like everyone thereafter followed. So it obviously changed everything. But yeah, I would have to probably give it to Mickey D's, man.
All right.
I don't know where Mickey D's would rank on my favorite fast food places in general, like if we did like a 1 through whatever ranking, but it would probably be over some for sure.
So what is that then? You've taken Jack in the Box 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it's
Is it 4
5 to 4 McDonald's, or
5 to 4 against?
4 to 5. So Jack in the Box is down by 1.
Oh, okay. Sounds about right.
Jack in the Box, or the final one, is it going to even out or is it going to go down under 1? Jack in the Box or Taco Bell?
Damn. Yeah, and I like Taco Bell too, man.
Yeah. I feel like that's one that me and Haley get a lot if we're getting fast food, because we just agree on it and it's easy and we know what we're going to get.
Yeah, it is super good. This is making me wonder like what the hell we should order though, because I'm like, man, it all sounds good. I would probably give it by a little bit. I'd probably give it to Taco Bell.
Yeah, it'd be hard to disagree. It would depend on the day of the week for me, but yeah, Taco Bell is, for having the same 5 ingredients in every meal, it's fucking good.
Dude, and I have them both really close to me. Like within 0.7 miles, I have both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have to give it. So that's what, 6 against Jack in the Box?
Yep.
Do you want to do mine, or do you want to go with a break first, or what do you want to do?
Well, how long we got right now?
We're at about 54 minutes.
I guess we could shoot a quick break here and
come back in,
do a segment,
at least
a couple good, the bad, and shit.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good to me. Everybody stick with us. We will be back, episode 156. I remember this time. So we will see you in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now back, and well, first of all, we gotta finish the segment here.
Yes.
And so mine to you, as far as fast food restaurants go, is going to be Wendy's, your main topic.
Oh boy. Well, it's gonna be hard to beat.
You think it's gonna slap the hell out of some?
Potentially, yeah. This could be a clean slate beat. Let's see.
Well, first off, we'll see. We've got Wendy's or Burger King.
And I really, really, really like Burger King. I mean, we kind of already established that a little bit during your segment. I worked there for a while. I didn't like the job at all.
No?
The food, though.
You broke in, though. That was your in.
Yeah. Sucked.
That was like one of the most demanding jobs that also was like not much fucking money.
No credit. Dude, you worked your ass off there. I felt like a pretty good worker there.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one job where I felt like nobody was really like, this guy's pretty damn good. You know, it's just like, yep, you gotta get up there tonight again and do that shit.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Just the abuse, man. And those kind of jobs too, it's just the raise. You don't get shit on a raise. It's like,
no.
all right, you did fucking great this year. We're gonna give you a quarter. It's the best. You did the best you possibly could. We're gonna give you a quarter now. That's some horse shit.
Oh man.
No, but Burger King, yeah, great food. Love it. The flame grilled burgers. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, they are.
But I think I'd have to go with Wendy's. Still got to go with the Wendy's.
Yeah. Well, next up, I don't know how you feel about roast beef.
I mean, Arby's is good.
What about Wendy's or Lion's Choice?
Oh, okay. So you fucking pulled the curve out.
That's what it was.
I haven't had Lion's Choice in my life near as much as I have Arby's.
Yeah.
I've had Lion's Choice a
It's-
handful of times.
Lion's Choice, I feel like Arby's is the same thing. It's like it's got roast beef, and that is like, you know, the main thing I guess they stand on, but it's also just a lot of other stuff too. They got a pretty diverse menu for
Yeah.
like a lot of different kinds of sandwiches.
That's just their like staple,
yeah.
you know.
But honestly, like if it was those two compared to each other, I definitely prefer Arby's. I prefer Arby's over a lot of other stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
But
the au jus sauce or whatever that is that you dunk the roast beef in that they have at a Jerry Judy.
did he have another one?
Yeah, another big catch. They have the Lion's Choice is good though. Like the shit to dip your roast beef in. I always remember like really liking that. Like that was that was just a thing you got with your roast beef. It's like this shit's fucking fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those French dips.
You just like dunk
So
it
good.
in that little sauce. I don't know though. Wendy's gotta beat Lion's Choice.
Yeah.
Like Lion's Choice was good the times I've had it, but I've only had it, like I said, like a handful of times. And Wendy's, every time I've had it, I've been more than satisfied. Basically, they could fuck up the like meal, and I'd still be like, that was some good shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because you end up with something else.
Yeah.
See, they gave me like 3 ordinary chicken nuggets, even though I paid for spicy, but they were still delightful, you know.
Yeah. Still cooked well, I'm sure.
So is that a 3-0 Wendy's?
Is it 3 or 2? Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
What, Burger King and Lion's Choice?
Oh yeah, no, maybe not. Okay, Wendy's or Popeyes.
Oh man, I love some Popeyes.
Yeah, they're good.
And that's the thing. I feel like I still get Wendy's occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like a couple things with my girlfriend that she's not a fan of at all that I like have to order when she's not ordering food with me pretty much. And it's like White Castle and like fried chicken. So like getting Popeyes at this point, it's a little more of like a delicacy. Because it's a little more rare. And the thing is, one time we got Popeyes. Me and her. This was the night where she's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll have some Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So we got some Popeyes. And the meal came. And literally all of my food came. And none of hers came. Like, that's how they delivered the meal. And it was just like, I ordered like 3 things and she ordered like 2. And I got like all of my shit and she got nothing. I was just like, how the fuck did that happen?
Did you check the receipt?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
like the online receipt stuff. I got
man.
a refund, but it still didn't make up for the fact that she didn't still like get to fully try her Popeyes that night, you know?
The sandwiches are great.
Yeah.
Like the spicy and the classic one.
And the fried chicken itself is
Mhm.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, their mashed potato. No, they have mashed potatoes and gravy and shit too.
It's
and
probably
different-
my favorite fried chicken joint.
I was gonna ask, like, because that's not what's being compared, nor do I have it on the list.
Because
But
like
KFC or
Yeah.
Popeyes?
KFC is a huge one.
Yeah,
I
They got
think
some
I prefer
other good shit.
Popeyes more.
yeah.
I like Lee's, or I used to as a kid.
Mhm.
Like Lee's a lot, but it's been a while. I think just for, like I said, the rarity of it at this point, I might go with Popeyes here.
Well, how often do you get KFC either?
Well,
No,
I just
often.
like Popeyes more than KFC. Though.
yeah. Oh man, Wendy's.
KFC is still good though.
They are. Dude, I got those Nashville hot chicken tenders so much in fucking whenever that one was right next to the store in it was like a Taco Bell. KFC was right next to Family Dollar in California, so like I would go over there and get like the Nashville hot chicken tenders and a cheesy gordita crunch. And I like, that was like, in my opinion, those are like two of the best items on the whole menu of each thing. Maybe not the two, but
all the time.
the cheesy gordita crunch though was like is probably just my number one item from Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah,
It's great.
it is good.
I got
The crunch wrap and the chicken quesadilla, probably my favorites.
you like
Taco
the quesadillas?
Yeah.
All right. Well, next one it's gonna be incredibly hard. Wendy's versus Dairy Queen.
Yeah, we already kind of went over this. Dairy Queen has great ice cream. Their food is hit or miss. They do have good sides. Like I said, like their pretzel sticks and like things like that. Fucking great. But their burgers, man. It's still the worst fucking fast food burger I've ever had is whenever we went to, or we got that we got that shit delivered in the middle of the fucking night.
It was like 4:10.
We
When
ordered
got
it.
that
We
shit.
ordered it at like what, like 3 a.m. Because we got on there just super hungry in the middle of the night. We're like, see if anything's open, and it was like a Raleigh's, and it didn't. For some reason, it just felt like it shouldn't be open. It was just like, how the fuck is this even a thing? And we got it, and then it was like a fucking hour and plus later that we finally got the food, and it was just like 4 a.m. Just got these cold ass weird fucking disgusting burgers. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
weird.
Like, I took like 2 bites. It was just like, this just tastes
It was
not right.
sloppy and like liquidy and shit.
Oh,
Oh man, yeah.
that just turned me off from Raleigh's like for my entire life.
That was like such a weird. I think I've gotten it for sure since.
I don't
then.
think I have. I
But
don't know.
like their curly fries are great too.
Yeah.
Everything was like soaked that was in that bag.
Just like it was sprayed before it came inside. Oh.
That was good. That was funny. Oh shit, that was so
Chubb
weird.
Touchdown, Browns take the
Who
fucking
else
lead.
ordered that shit with us? Stevens and Corey or something? Corey was there too.
I don't know who else.
Like I
was
think
there.
it was me and you and him and somebody else. So you said Wendy's, huh?
Yeah, what was it over?
Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah, definitely Wendy's.
All right, Wendy's or Arby's. That is a tough one.
Yeah.
Dude, Arby's sliders absolutely fucking go hard.
Arby's is really good.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely one that I can chow down at. For the versatility aspect, I'm gonna go with Wendy's.
Okay.
But Arby's has some damn
They got a lot.
damn
They got a
good
lot of
menu
versatility.
items.
They
Yeah.
sold a burger for a while, like 6 months ago or something.
Oh, maybe I remember that.
Mhm.
I don't know.
But Arby's is one of my top, like for
Yeah.
sure. Arby's is like Arby's and Wendy's make up 2 of my top 3 for sure. It's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
that'd be a tough one for you, huh?
Yeah, but I would probably narrowly say Arby's or Wendy's too, though. If I had to give the edge out to one, I'd probably do Wendy's. So next we got Wendy's or Chick-fil-A.
That's one that I feel like I've had a lot too in recent time.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
What do you get there usually?
Just their
You don't have to sound so discouraged about it.
I don't
get the fucking.
I don't even know what the name of it is at this point. Like, it's the one with like the original chicken tender on it though, and it doesn't have the bacon but it has the cheese.
Yeah.
Because the bacon for some reason costs like fucking $2 extra.
That's
and I'm not
crazy.
doing that shit.
It's not that high quality. I'll just go get a pack of it for $4.79.
So like 2 slices of bacon on here, it's gonna be $2 fucking more.
And it's like shrunken bacon. So I don't know what that is.
But yeah, they're really good. Their waffle fries are fantastic.
Yeah, I love waffle fries. Are probably my favorite.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's fire too.
What's that kind of a mix of? Is it like honey mustard and barbecue or something?
I don't know what it is. It's fucking fantastic though.
Yeah. Does that sound?
I haven't tried to figure it out.
I tasted it, and that's what I thought it may have been a combination of. I wasn't for sure though.
There's some in the fridge. You can open a pack and dip your finger in there.
So what'd you take?
I would take Wendy's. Still.
Okay.
I've had Chick-fil-A a lot in recent history. I mean, yeah, Haley loves Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fan of it. They're good. She's probably a bigger fan than I am. And I'm like a bigger fan of Wendy's than she is. That's kind of like the thing.
She like Wendy's?
Yeah. But it's like, that's kind of our places, you know, when we like decide on a place we want. Oh man. So I would have to go with Wendy's for that aspect, I think.
Wendy's got everything. Another place that's got a lot of shit. Wendy's or Sonic.
That was one that I said is so good that it's kind of you forget about.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I love Sonic too, and they got a lot of shit. They're slushes. They got some of the best
great.
fucking slushes in the biz.
I love getting like the slushy with like the scoop of vanilla ice cream with it.
Dude,
that's the best.
remember I fucking loved that stuff. They don't do that shit anymore.
How hard is it to put a fucking scoop of ice cream in?
No, they blend it now. They blend it up.
You can ask for it to be the other way.
I think that I've tried. I think.
Well, sometimes they'll do it, and sometimes I don't understand why they don't.
Or you like put it in the notes or something, and it's just like they're like, oh, we're just.
Oh no! Don't
blend
trust
this shit
that.
up.
I would go there and try to order it. I want to get one of
I
those
haven't gone
things
there
too.
forever. I don't think.
But you can do that. But you used to be able to do that at Dairy Queen too.
Yeah, and you could get the scoop full of like half vanilla ice cream and half like fucking blue raspberry slush.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
just
that was
the
great.
Best shit of all
Oh yeah,
time.
I would get the blue raz or the cherry with the vanilla scoop.
Yeah, I'd get the blue raz or the grape usually.
Sonic's got some good shit too, dude. Sonic's Mott sticks next to like Arby's are like the best Mott sticks I think out of the fast food
And they
places.
have damn good burger too.
They do.
Sonic.
They got a great chili dog. Great chili dog.
Yeah, they got
there.
good hot dogs too. That's
Mhm.
fuck, man. That's a tough one. That's tougher than I would imagine it to be.
Yeah.
Just
They
because
do and they have a shitload of like floats, ice cream, shakes, fucking ices.
just for the fun of the list, on the sake of the night, I'm going Sonic.
All right. They got a lot of shit, man.
Dude, it is. And they just sound so good because I haven't had them in a minute, and like I used to. I feel like get them more, and they're always a place I highly enjoyed. I'd always get like a decent, like a good meal item, a good side, and a good like ice cream or slush.
Oh yeah.
You could go like the whole gauntlet at a Sonic.
They got the poppers and shit too. They got like I stand by that though. Next to Arby's, they got the best Mott sticks in the fast food game.
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they're good.
was gonna say something like with the time that I got it a lot where I was working at the warehouse, I would like order it for like Uber Eats. It was like right down the road, and like they would just pick it up and drop it off like in time for like lunch and stuff. But I would order from there because it was like literally right down the road, or like not far. So I got a lot of Sonic then, but I mean we also grew up not too. I don't know how much you got the Festus one or you're like a kid.
A decent amount, but not a whole lot.
It was good. We used to go there and get slushies after we would skateboard at Festus skating park.
It was,
Did that a
it
lot.
was close by.
Yeah, it was right there. And Glicks.
And then Rich's moved in
Yeah.
right there.
Damn, so Sonic's gonna win out. Wendy's or McDonald's?
McDonald's is the fucking classic, man.
It is.
It is.
They are the burger.
Yeah. Everybody's ate them many a times in their life, whether they realize it or not. On a road trip or just like whenever you need a dinner, it's late at night, you're coming home from something, just whatever the case may be, McDonald's is like the place usually that's just like, fuck it, we need to run through a drive-thru real quick, we'll eat on the way back home, or just whatever the case may be, or we'll eat on the way to the airport. Like, McDonald's is that place.
Oh yeah, there's one in every fucking town.
And it always comes in handy. And there's always things everybody can find on the menu that they're like, yeah, that sounds good enough. If not, that they're like, this is going to be great. And McDonald's actually is usually surprisingly good. Like, people want to be like, oh, it's shit, but then they get it, they're like, oh, this tastes good.
It does.
You
It
know?
always tastes great.
So, that being said, I will give McDonald's the flowers for what they have and what they are, what they've established. Wendy's is winning out.
McDonald's should supersize the drinks again.
Yeah, that's when we were real fucking diabetic. People like the other countries are like, that's the size you guys are going? Our large is like your guys' medium.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest size we go.
Dude, but they're putting a lot of shit into chemicals into like these foods though. All these colorful dyes and shit. Kids are being infected with all this shit. No, like they're like it's happening.
And it's fat. Yeah, this fast food is not helping any of that.
But it tastes. But like some of the snacks and stuff that kids eat, like I forget what the hell they were talking about, like the RFK stuff, with the health stuff, and like how they're putting these dyes and like fruit snacks and like, but like I like fruit snacks a lot, but they also have like, I mean. I was trying to think. I think you said like Cheez-Its. There was like a group of things where like there's a chemical that's not supposed to be in there, and like that's the case with so many of the processed foods we have here. And I'm like, man, that's fucked. It's like some of the stuff
processed foods
some
are
of
definitely fucked up.
we
we
buy them though.
Yeah, I mean everybody does, but everybody knows too that it's not great for you. You know, nobody's buying it like this is the fucking gonna make me the picture of health. It's pretty well known that it's like, this is kind of junk. But
dude, there's so many bad things in so many of the products that are all fucking over the place. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's not natural shit. But like, there's a lot of stuff that like, it's in so many things though. You know, like how do you make it to where? Well, they say that some of the harmful chemicals can be removed and it wouldn't even affect the taste. It's just like, well, why the fuck are they even in there, you know?
Why not?
We don't need it. Man, that son of a Baconator is starting to sound good now.
Oh, yeah. It's got some good fucking dyes in there for you, I'm sure.
So did you took Wendy's over Mickey D's, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, Wendy's or Subway?
Wendy's. Subway is good. It's like the fucking chain sub place.
It doesn't make more money than McDonald's, if that makes sense, but there actually, I think, are more stores, unless they closed, there's more stores of like Subway in the United States than McDonald's. But McDonald's does such crazy business, that's the thing. So they make more money, but even though there's more stores for Subway.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, McDonald's is the brand, man. It's big time. You're also occupying the less square footage, too, in a Subway.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true too. It's like you can usually have them pretty small. They're like strips and stuff a lot. You can have them in the basement of fucking like plazas and stuff.
McDonald's might just
like tiny.
Yeah. They might just be skipping over towns and they're like, we're not gonna make a fucking dime here. Nobody wants to spend.
Well, I mean, they're
dime.
just like, well, this town's got fucking 400. We're not building one here. You know?
Even though they'd funnel their money into it.
They can come to this town to get it, which they will.
Yeah.
It's a town over. Fuck it. They're driving out there for something else, anyways. What was my next option? Wendy's or what was it?
Subway.
Subway, that's right, yeah. Subway is fucking good though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm usually never let down by Subway either. Anytime I've ever got them, it's not like I'm like, oh. It's always fresh. It's always exactly what you expect. You literally build it right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell them what to put on it. It's always good. But Wendy's is just more of a treat. So Wendy's.
Yeah. It slaps, man. Well, we got one more. And the only one that has been put over Wendy's tonight is Sonic.
Sonic and Popeyes.
So what's going to happen when Wendy's faces White Castle?
And that was the same reason I put Popeyes over too. Was I was like, it's just such a delicacy, and it was one of my favorites. White Castle's always been one of my favorites, and
Yeah.
don't get it as much anymore. And
It's great.
when I get it, I'm like, oh, I'm literally, my mouth's kind of watering right now thinking about it. I love me some White Castle.
That's like such a classic, and like a
And
lot
some
of
people are
states
like,
don't
it
have
is
it.
Garbage.
A lot of people don't even have it, like in their
Yeah.
state.
Yeah. I fucking love them though. So White Castle, I think it's got to win out this time. I don't have them as much anymore, and I know they're shit, and they're my favorite. They're my favorite. Shit
I don't think
there
there's. Well, I mean, dude, their chicken rings and their chicken with cheese. Sometimes it just feels like everything's like kind of not cold, but it's like, where the fuck's the heat, man? It's like, how does the heat get sucked out of this building to deliver the food? Like when those fucking crinkle bullshit ass fries come out.
Crinkle fries or something.
White Castles are the worst of all time. I said that to Corey one time, and he gave me just a fucking dirty look. And I was like, their ice cream isn't that good either. And then offended the fuck out of him. I remember him going and getting like large fucking vanilla shakes from White Castle and shit all the time. Dude, like, I didn't think that the White Castle ice cream was like Arby's ice cream is way better.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I like White
In my
Castle's
opinion.
ice cream, but you can't really fuck up the ice cream.
You'd hope not. But no, yeah, I don't know. It's good. I just think the Arby's ones are richer, smoother. Well, maybe not.
But White Castle wins out tonight just for the nostalgia aspect, and I always stand up for White Castle. I'm that guy that does.
It's good. Remember Joe like ate 2 White Castle burgers and took a 25-minute shit?
He was so excited to get them. He's like, I never had them.
Oh yeah. It would.
Yeah, he got like 8 burgers, and he ate like 2 of them. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, he was there through most of our adventure. There was like me, you, and Stevens and him.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Joe, old Joe, man, he actually messaged me not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
Wendy's went over everything except what, Sonic and White Castle.
And Popeyes.
8-2. I mean, that's still an ass whooping.
Yep.
In Popeyes, I thought you took Wendy's over Popeyes.
No, I said Popeyes won out just because I didn't get it as much anymore, and it's like I love fried chicken places, and it's probably my favorite fried chicken place. So for that aspect, they'd have the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, still, Wendy's, it's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
It's a fave. It always will be.
It's one of the best.
We had some tonight. It's hot on the mind.
Well, what else we got?
We want to do a topic of the good, the bad, and the shits?
Yeah, let's do one. We can probably roll out if you want.
Alrighty. You want me to go or you?
You can go.
Alright. So there's been a couple lately. I was talking about the Browns and the Steelers, one of my favorite games of the year, probably so far. obvious reasons, but it was also just such a fun game. The Bills and the Niners last night, that one was a little more of a blowout. The Niners looked like they could not play in the snow at all. It was just kind of like a snowball fight out there. But what do you feel about snow football games? Because more of these teams are trying to go to domes or retractable roofs, like trying to get rid of this inclement weather. And I feel like this inclement weather, it's football, man. It is. It's dope. It's part of the season. It's part of the game. I like seeing the wind, the rain, the snow. It's part of it. Sometimes you get great games and great weather. Sometimes you don't, man.
This ties, by the way, directly into my topic. Like, it's not the same thing, but it's pretty much, it leads right into like what mine is. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you gotta play, and that's the thing, is people don't necessarily think about when they look at scheduling and like how, long weeks, short weeks, going to warm weather, cold weather. Like Tua's differential in his warm weather games, he looks like one of the absolute best out of anybody.
Yeah.
Like his passer rating's insane, but if he goes to cold weather, his numbers plummet.
Yeah, he hasn't won a game really in like cold weather.
And that's like what's crazy is like I think it just affects a lot more than
It will. It would anybody. You kind of gotta get acclimated to it and like know how to play in it.
The thing is, the cold weather teams play a lot better in the warm weather than the warm weather teams do in cold weather.
Yeah, because it's easier to adapt to the warm.
Yeah.
If you're used to playing in harsh elements and then you go to, a beach kind of place, then you're like, well, this is cake. Because the only place that people get fucked up a lot, like regardless of what element they come from, is Denver because of the elevation. That fucks with teams sometimes. But a lot of teams, it's used to an advantage a lot of times. That's another thing that I think teams don't really take into consideration. They're like the Browns want to build a dome, and I hate that as a Browns fan because I'm like, dude, they've always been this team. Like they've had Cleveland Browns Stadium. It's been on the lakefront. And it's been outdoors with a grass stadium. It's fucking snowed. It's rained. All this shit. All these years. And that's been a dope part of this team.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you eliminate that?
What teams, do you know, like, how many teams have domes? I don't really feel like a ton of them have domes, do they?
No, I think it's more and more that are getting new stadiums or all have them. It's domes or the retractable roofs at the very least. It's the new era of the way to do things, I think, but it's Buffalo. Buffalo's like the only stadium that they're building a new one, and it's not going to be a dome, but it's going to have I think a little bit of it's going to be an awning over the stands more, so the seats won't get destroyed by snow as much all the time.
Interesting. I did see something about them getting a new stadium, though.
Yeah, the Browns are like, let's go to a dome. And even all the fans are like, no. Anybody any team that has that, that's an advantage, bro. And because you can go anywhere and play then in their element or, you can play their ball better than they can play your ball if you play in a cold outdoor stadium.
Definitely.
And I just feel like it's kind of dumb to eliminate that. There's still obviously going to be some that stick around for as long as Lambeau Field's not going anywhere. Soldier Field's not going anywhere.
Dude, Lambeau Field's legendary. They get rid of that shit.
There's some really old ones that will not, but everybody wants an upgrade and wants to be the flashy new thing, Everybody wants a Super Bowl in their city, so they want to upgrade their stadium and blah, blah, blah.
So it was snow games?
Yeah.
Just snow...
Just snow football, just... Do you feel like they get their due? Do you feel like... Because I don't know, I do think people... Because they're usually not always the most exciting offensive games all the time because they're playing in harsh elements. But I think again, probably just because I do like that kind of vintage classic, like rugged feel to football.
Mm-hmm.
So like the old time shit, like seeing them out there just in rugged conditions, fucking playing this physical sport and shit, and get tackled, get sliding in the snow like 5 yards and stuff. It's just there's something about it that you're like, there's like a magic to this. Like this is kind of football, you know?
Oh yeah. No, I think if the weather is gonna affect it, like the weather is gonna affect the game. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's some conditions that they're gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna postpone this game if shit gets too crazy, or if they have storms, like that, the hurricane stuff, or
Yeah.
you never know what's going on with like the town and shit. But I mean, their weather conditions and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I enjoy them. Like both the games that we've seen so far that have ended up being snow games and been
That's a
fun to
bummer.
watch.
Broncos intercepted in the game. That's a bummer.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah, the snow games they're always fun to see on TV.
Yeah. No, I was 100% invested in both of them. Like they looked so cool, honestly.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The one the other night, the Buffalo game.
Buffalo and the Niners,
And then who?
the Browns and the Steelers.
That's right. I was gonna say it was the Browns. I thought it was the Steelers game, but that was insane. James Cook looked like he knew how to play in the fucking snow. He was just running all over the field.
Running. Like that's what I even said. I was like, that's impressive how much speed he picked up in the snow.
Oh yeah. Nobody could touch him. I'm glad I had him.
That big like 70-yard run he had or whatever, that was like the big breakout run of the night.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up some fucking speed. It was like, even to slow down, he was like, his cleats were like sliding on the snow, like as he was like trying to slow down in the end zone. Yeah, they were saying like it was the kind of snow that was like clumping snow. So like players kept having to like clean their cleats out and shit because it kept clumping in their cleats, and
it was thick, man. They had so much, and then the fans like
players
throw it up
kept
and
losing
stuff.
the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept sliding out. That was the thing with the Niners. They were fumbling the fuck out of the balls, getting punched out of their arms. Brock Purdy was losing it as he was trying to throw it. It's like they couldn't hold on to the slick fucking wet ball, man.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, like that gave them a major advantage just for that.
I think a lot of people think snow games are pretty cool when they happen.
Yeah, I think people enjoy them because it also is kind of like it's a delicacy because it doesn't happen all the time. It's not like every week there's one really. So
it has to be on that Sunday or on whatever day the game is. So it's not even like it could be, it happening. It could happen because it's during that part of the year, the winter or the fall and the winter, but it also doesn't happen like all that much. But I think most people enjoy, like visually it looks amazing like on TV, especially now with how cool and clear it looks on TV.
Yeah. There are like certain places and stadiums though, like especially once you get up more northeast and north, if they have an outdoor stadium, you're like, yeah, we're gonna see some snow games here.
Yeah. Buffalo, there's a bunch that happen there.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. But yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they're fun. I would probably say fair. I think like most of the time people enjoy when whenever there's just a ton of it. Like as long as you can still see and the team is still playing, like it's sometimes they get wild.
I think it's fun. Even like when now they have to do the thing on TV where they mark where the yard lines are at so you can see, but like sometimes the field even gets widened out. They gotta get guys out there like snow blowing the yard line so people can see and shit. It's like, this is crazy, but this is awesome.
Oh yeah. No, it's real life shit. Conditions, man.
It's like it brings just to life, like, oh man, like they are out here fucking playing in whatever the fuck condition, This is football. The game must go on.
It has to. Even though they don't always go on. Sometimes they get postponed and shit. It's hard to make that shit up though, within football.
Yeah.
So mine that ties directly into it is basically weather's effect. So not just snow, but like all conditions. The effect weather has like on the NFL games. Like, do you think it's under? Do people? I don't feel like a lot of people do think about it. They're just like, oh, why the fuck did they lose this week? It's like, well, if they were away and they were in some environment or climate that they are not used to, like, it might be much harder to.
You gotta practice for that shit.
Win those
you know,
games.
like you have to prepare for playing in some of these games if you're a team that's not used to it, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't think some people realize how much it does affect the game, though. You know.
Yeah.
The weather.
I think.
I'm not even saying for negative. I'm just saying it does affect the game, though, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's like people. I think it's underappreciated that it is not
yeah.
People don't understand why. You know, people can go on the road and lose to like teams up north or like if you're from like a warmer climate.
But that being said, too, it's like if you're a professional football player, you should be able to like perfect that craft and be able to do it regardless of the weather.
Why can't Tua?
You know, it is a thing where analysts are asking that. It's like you have to be able to play in all these climates because who's to say like you're supposed to be able to be traded to any team and be able to play your position and your carry your load.
Mm-hmm.
Like regardless of if that's an indoor stadium, an outdoor stadium, cold weather, warm weather, like you got to do your job.
You could get drafted to anywhere, and like, what if you didn't play? You know, where you played to college, it was somewhere cold, and you went to a warm climate, or well, I guess warm to a cold climate.
Yeah, and it happens, and some guys adapt well. You know, it depends.
Certain guys can't throw well, or like run well in rain, shit like that. You know, like quarterbacks, and obviously,
I mean, it makes the game harder, and it's obviously you're going to have more screw ups in the weather conditions. Every player's going to. The ball's gonna slip out of your hands easier. Things are going to happen, but like some players are much better at being able to play in like the snow and the rain than others. It's just clear, you know. Like Josh Allen, he's used to it at this point. It doesn't affect him really.
I 100%.
Drove down the field and threw a fucking interception. Get him down.
Oh my god! I 100% agree though that it is for the grit and integrity's sake of football and like what the game is supposed to be. I feel like eliminating the whole weather thing is. I'm not a big fan of that either. You know.
Yeah.
I think it should be.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I think that it's fair. It obviously has an effect on players in games and situations. Like, there's no denying that it will affect certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that shouldn't really be an excuse any of the time to be like, well, you know, we're not used to playing in the cold or the snow, so we lost. It's like, that don't fucking matter. This is the NFL, and it was a regular season game, and you gotta come to play, man.
I think I mean, there's science to it for sure, but it's also just, they notice it, and they bring it up because it's a trend. You know what I mean? When they start seeing a trend like that, they're like, oh, that's not good. It didn't look like he can, you know, play in the colder weather.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, they bring it to the horizon. Like, I don't think that, I don't know. I mean, Tua's never used that as an excuse, has he?
No, I don't think
not
so.
Not to pick on Tua either.
I know.
I like Tua. I know you do.
I know George Pickens for the Steelers. Whenever they lost to the Browns the other week, he said that he was like, "Oh, you know, I don't think the Browns are a good team at all. I think the conditions really helped them win tonight. The conditions played a big part in tonight's outcome." It's like, well, guess what, motherfucker? They were playing in the same conditions you were.
Yeah, and
you could have fucking played better and won.
And they lost. So like, it doesn't matter like what you say, like why, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Steelers and Browns rivalry, like I love it, just because I like the Browns and I don't like the Steelers. It's just
these rivalry games lately, have been insane.
The college ones, they've been fighting and shit
Yeah.
all weekend.
Yeah.
There were so many fights.
I saw that. I was like, oh shit.
It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was like what 4 or 5 like bench clearing brawls at the end of games
at
this
least
weekend.
4. They wanted to hammer each other.
Yeah,
Bo Nix, man, what do you think about Bo?
him and Jameis had a good conversation there at the end of the game. I mean, I think he's gonna do good. I think he's gonna stick around in the league for a while,
Yeah,
showing promise. I think him and Jaden Daniels both will be good.
yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. It started out slow for him, but he's like picked it up. Seems like in recent weeks.
Sean Payton, Bo
Yeah,
Nix.
you know,
It's
Sean
working.
fucking Payton. He's Sean, you know.
He's a
Sean-
good coach.
Sean Payton.
You don't think he's a good coach?
I mean, he's okay. He's not like one of my favorite coaches of all time or anything like that. He's not one that I like sing the praises of necessarily, but he's controversial
He's one.
too sometimes. He's just like, there's things you hear about some of it, like ex-players that played for him. He's just like, he kind of just seems like a prick.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean, Belichick, some people could say that about him too, but he wasn't really a prick as much as he was just like a stickler. Like, he was just like, oh, you know, I don't really want to get you in trouble, but
Well,
yeah, it says here in the rule book that you can't do that, so I'm gonna have to suspend you for like he wouldn't let people get away with shit.
no, Belichick seemed also like he was top fucking level, like stubborn too. You know? Just the way he like treated his relationships with his players and like the way he outwardly didn't want to delegate. I was gonna say want to delegate, but he didn't want to. He wanted to like be the guy.
Yeah, there's some football coaches though throughout history. It's one of the I feel like there's so many iconic football coaches more than almost like any other sport.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can like look back throughout history and be like, there's been a lot of dope coaches.
There is.
You know. Did I answer for your? Yeah, it was hard for me to answer for yours because it was like, because I don't think it should be used as an excuse necessarily, but I understand that it's going to cause some sort of effect on the game. It should for both teams.
Yes.
You know.
I think
It's going to slow both teams down to an aspect. It's just who can bear with the conditions better at that point.
It is.
And I think that that's fair enough.
And unless you have the top seed and you get home field advantage everywhere, you are going to be, you know, you're going to have to go on the road somewhere in the playoffs, like if you go so far. So, like, tough shit because you might have to play away every game if you don't get one of the highest seeds. And you're not used to it. Somebody like Green Bay, if they get a 5, 6, 7, you know, whatever seed, they already play in super fucking cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like it's not as difficult to like go from there to Buffalo or from there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll play. It doesn't feel like they would play, like it would affect their play necessarily to go somewhere colder or snowy, because y'all play in Lambeau and it's 20 degrees by the time it hits December there.
Kansas City plays in cold weather too, though.
Yeah.
They play it. It's basically what this is.
And Buffalo does, and you know, like I said, a lot of the teams Midwest up to Northeast, they get a lot of cold games. So and a lot of those teams have outdoor stadiums, or a decent amount of them do. So, and you know, and that's football, and that's kind of, like we said, it's almost better to be on a squad like that. You know, if you're up on a Northeast team near an outdoor stadium, because you go anywhere else and you're prepared already, then it's not going to like throw you off your game to be out there in 26 degrees, you know.
That's why a lot of the cold weather teams have won championships, if you think about it. Packers, Steelers, Patriots, Eagles.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But I mean, a lot of Cowboys and 49ers championships too, and they're warm weather. So,
Well, the Super Bowl's always played in a neutral location, right?
Yeah.
See, that makes a difference.
Yeah. It depends, and that's the thing. Most years, it's played at like the nicer, newer, bigger
Mhm.
capacity stadiums. So everybody wants the new stadium. Oh, I'm gonna build a new stadium. No, some of these stadiums ain't bad, bro. Fucking quit building new stadiums every 20 goddamn years. It's ridiculous.
Let's tear it down. It's like 19
It's like-
years old.
Dude, it's such a large fucking area in the city. What are you gonna do with this? You're just gonna build another one? No.
You just want to find another excuse to block off the road for another 5 fucking years.
Let me fucking spend $1 billion of the taxpayers' money for another stadium we don't fucking need at all. No. Idiotic. Browns
Like, if
keep their
they're-
stadium, Bills keep their stadium. Everybody keep their fucking stadium. Just
You
leave it the way it is.
eventually you need a new one, but like you don't need
Nobody
a new one.
does right now.
You don't need a new one after 20 years or 30. Like you can get some mileage out of them,
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers.
Bro, you could have a historic, legendary stadium.
Mhm.
Be like, we're celebrating the 100th year.
I don't think anybody should
Or erect
be
a new
getting rid of
stadium.
them after 30 years.
Fuck
like let
no.
it fucking Jesus.
That's
Like, at least-
basically what happened to Edward Jones. We only had the Rams, 25, 30 years, something like that.
We didn't have that. We only had them from like 94 or like maybe
Oh, yeah.
95 through
Yeah, it's not even that long.
only like 20 years,
Yeah, fuck them.
21 years. Something
Fuck
like
the Rams. Get them the fuck out of here.
that.
Who the fuck?
They're your
cares?
team.
Kyle's just like, I'll just continue to root for anybody other than the Rams.
Yeah.
It's like, we're like, well, it's not really the Rams players' fault. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's his team.
Yeah. That's true. And that's not gonna change. Dude, he owns so much shit, too. He fucked St. Louis over.
Yeah, he did. He fucked us.
We did get a UFL team, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
You can ever see a game?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I might.
You're gonna have a UF. What?
I probably will, but
Oh, man.
they're never on TV either. Are
I
they?
didn't even know. They are. I didn't really catch much of it this last season and shit, but apparently it's successful. They're starting to get like decent ratings for that
That's
stuff.
good. It'd be neat to have more football on TV.
Mm-hmm. Spring league too. It's open.
Mhm.
There's basketball and whatever the fuck else, but there's room for something else. You know.
Baseball starting up in
Mhm.
spring.
In April, but I think the XFL would start in like March because I think it did last year. March through. But so yeah, it started in like nobody's really doing anything except like basketball. I guess hockey too.
Hockey, yeah.
But yeah, that does pretty much conclude it as far as our segment.
Alrighty.
The good, the bad, the shits for the night. You ready to wrap it?
Yeah, if you are.
Call it a day.
It
So in
sounds
case-
about good.
I don't fuck this thing up. Should I just hit the pause? I guess we got to anyway because we gotta play the song, so we gotta hit the pause.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and if anybody's listening too, it was supposed to have a intro and outro to the last episode because we usually always do, and then the audio got fucking butchered somehow. So
Yeah, it's
I don't know
just
what the
not
hell
on our
They're just
memory
like-
card at all.
yeah, I don't know how the hell that happened, but that's was technical difficulty. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are going to close out 2024 with a big month, December. Elijah's healing, Christmas is coming, and we're on our way.
Hell yeah.
Things are going okay, and we will see you next time. Might have a couple of guests with us, so
Yeah,
we
be a
will
good one.
be seeing you, talking to you guys. Until then, watch your Christmas and holiday shit.
It's that time.
Bring
in
it out.
December.
Make your lists.
Got the tree up. Got the lights up.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, take care, everyone. We will see you next episode. Good night.